Welcome to my channel for comprehensive tutorials on fundamental principles to complex problems. I'll cover it all. Feel free to share, subscribe for more contents. Thank you. Hello everyone. Welcome to this topic of inequalities. This is from chapter 5 and subtopic is algebra 2 and exercise 15 we are going to discuss as the past exercise 14 was different about indices. Now this topic is about inequalities. We'll be doing two exercises, exercise 15 and 16, and soon after that I will be taking you to linear programming. How does linear programming work and how to get correct answers from this. Before beginning, I'm going to give you a brief intro about what inequalities are and how it works. Now in mathematics, a relationship between two expressions or values that are not equal to each other is called inequality. So a lack of balance result in inequality. For example, if you want to buy a new bicycle, the cost 250, but you have only 225. It is also an inequality as you are comparing two numbers that aren't equal. So when you compare two numbers which are not equal, it is called as inequality. Now, what are expressions? When it comes to expressions, I always say that, for example, if I write m plus 5 is an expression, 3m minus 8 is also an expression. 5p is also an expression. For example, if I say 2x minus 10 is also an expression. Now, what is the difference and how we can make expression an equation is something like this. Put in an equal sign. And for example, if I write 7 here, I write minus 10 here. I can write any number over here and I can write 50 or any number comes into my mind. I'll find out the value of x, what the value of x is. But in equations, what happens is that you have equal sign only. Whenever you have only equal sign, this is called as equation. So this is the example of equations or the definition you can say. Now there is another part in which difference between expression and inequalities or equations and inequalities. In inequality, you'll be using these signs. For example, 7 is greater than 5. So this is a true statement or inequality. Now, when it comes to, for example, 3x is greater than or equal to 17, for example. So I need to find out a number that I need to write in place of x, which makes this statement true. Definitely, I will not be going for a statement which is false. Now, for example, one person comes and tell me, okay, put the value of x as 1 and see if the statement is true or false. Now, 3 times 1 is a 3 is greater than or equal to 17, for example. So is this statement true? No, it is not true. Now another person comes and change the value from 1 to 2. Now this 6 is again false. 6 cannot be equal to or greater than 17. Now another person comes and changes 2 to 3. So 3 times 3 is a 9 and 9 is not greater than 17. That's how we are going to work out the value of x, which makes the given inequality a true equality. Okay. In second part, if the equality is already given to you and they're asking you to check if the equality is true or false. So this is how we are going to work in this exercise. Then comes a question from many students, from my subscribers and non-subscribers also. They asked me, can we make a graph of inequalities like equations? Yes, you can make graphs of inequalities. And there are certain things that you keep in mind once you are plotting the graph for inequalities. Now I'm taking you straight to the question section in which you can find, as I always say, you will find this exercise on page 194 if you have a book with you, textbook with you. And in case if you don't have, you can definitely ask me. I will provide you a PDF format of this book. Now, I'm taking you straight to question number 1. Now, this is exercise 15. And in here, introduce one of the symbols less than, greater than, or equal to between each pair of numbers. We know very well that -2 is smaller than 1. So we will just write greater than sign. Now negative 2 is multiplied by itself is going to give you a plus 4, and plus 4 is larger than 1, so use this symbol. When it comes to 1 over 4, which is going to be 0.25, and when it comes to 1 over 5, this value is 0.2. So that means in question number 3 we are going to write greater than. Now 0.2 and 1 over 5 both are equal, so we use equal sign in between. When it comes to question number 5, the value is 100 square means 10 square means 100, and 2 to the power 10 is going to be 1025 1024. So that means in between question number 5 you will write less than. 1 over 4 is 0.25 and 0.4. So in between these two you are going to use less than, because 0.25 is smaller than 0.4. When it comes to question number 7, 40% and 0.4 both are equal, and negative 1 is multiplied by itself is going to give you a plus 1, and negative 1 over 2 is multiplied by negative 1 over 2, it's going to give you plus 1 over 4. And 1 over 4, you know very well 1 is bigger than 1 over 4, so you will use a greater than sign. When it comes to question number 9, it says 5 square is a 25 and 2 power 5 is going to be 32. So less than sign is going to be used. When it comes to question number 10, this is 10 over 3 and this is radical 10. So in question number 10, you will use 10 over 3 is a larger number because it involves a whole number. So we will use a greater than sign. When it comes to question number 11, it's, pi value is 3.142, and next is 10. So that means 3.142 is always less than 10. And when it comes to question number 12, negative 1 over 3 is of course bigger than negative 1 over 2. So you will use a greater than sign because both the numbers are in negative. When it comes to question number 13, 2 power negative 1 over 2, 1 over is 1 over 2, and this is 1 over 3 because the power is negative. So that means in question number 13, it's going to be half is bigger than 1 over 3. 50% means 0.5 and this is 0.2. So that means in question number 14, we are going to write a greater than sign because 0.5 is bigger than 0.2. When it comes to 15, 1%, 1% and 1 over 100. So in question number 15, we are going to use an equal sign because both are equal. Why equal? Because 1% means 1 over 100, and 100 power negative 1 is going to be also 1 over 100. So both are equal. When it comes to question number 16, in here we need to use true or false, whether state whether the following are true or false. Question number 16, definitely 0. 0.7 square is 0.49 is greater than 4 over 2. That means this is a false statement. Moving on to question number 17. In here, is this statement true or false? So that means this is false because 10 to the power 3 is going to be 1000, and 1000 cannot be equals to 30. So statement is false. When it comes to question number 18, this is a true statement because 1 divided by 8 is going to be giving you 0.12 or 12%. So this statement is true. Now, when it comes to question number 19, 0.1 is multiplied by itself 3 times. So in question number 19, this is a false statement. When it comes to question number 20, it's going to give us a false because anything power 0 is a 1 and 1 cannot be equals to negative 1. So this statement is false. When it comes to 21, 0.5 square is going to give you 1 over 25 is greater than 1 over 32. So statement number 21 is a true statement. So you write true. since we are using true and false. When it comes to question number 22, this is also a true statement because 0.2 multiplied by itself is going to give you a 0.08. Okay, so question number 22 is going to be a true statement. When it comes to question number 23, this is a false statement because 6 over 7 is going to be something like this: 6 divided by 7. So 0.1, 7 times 8 is 56. And once 0 point, this is going to be 0.8, and 7 divided by 8, 7 divided by 8 is going to give you 0.064. So both are 0.8. Proceeding to the next level of decimals is going to give you a false statement because this is not bigger, this is smaller. 6 over 7 is smaller. So the statement is false. When it comes to question number 24, this is also a false statement because 0.1 is multiplied by itself. So it's going to give you 0.01 is greater than 0.1, which is a false statement. Now moving on to question number 25. In here, you need to solve the following inequalities. In here, we treat these inequalities as equations, and I am going to write something like this: 10 plus 3. So x is greater than 13. This means that any value you choose for x is going to be more than 13 to make this statement true. For example, if I put 12 minus 3 is greater than 10, so it is going to be a false statement. 12 minus 3 is a 9, is greater than 10. So this is a false statement. To make this statement true, you need to have a value which is greater than 13. For example, if I write 14 minus 3 is greater than 10. So of course 11 is greater than 10. So you need to have a value which is bigger than 13. Now when it comes to question number 26, x less than minus 1. So any value which is less than minus 1 is going to be making this statement a true statement. Now when it comes to over here, 5 plus 7 is greater than x. That means the value is going to be 12. Okay. Now when it comes to, so in 27, we are going to write x is less than 12. When it comes to 28, it's going to be 2x less than or equal to 6 minus 1. So 2x less than or equal to 5. That means x value is less than or equal to 5 over 2, which is x is less than or equal to 2.5. Moving on to the next question, which is 29, is continuity of question number 28. Now in here we use the inequality 3x greater than 5 plus 4. Minus 4 will go on the other side and becomes a plus 4. That means 3x is greater than 9, and that means x should be greater than 9 over 3, which is a 3. That means any value you put, it's going to be greater than 3 to make this inequality a true inequality. When it comes to question number 30, it is going to be 10 plus 6 less than or equal to 2x, or you can say 16 2x, or you can say x 16 over 2, which is 8. When I bring x on this side, it is going to be x is greater than or equal to 8. Remember, the change of sign is going to be because x value is going to be first, and when reversing it, the sign also is going to be changed. Now 5x minus x less than plus 1, that means 4x is less than 1, that means x is less than 1 over 4. This is going to be your answer. When it comes to the next question, which is question number 32. 2x minus x less greater than or equal to negative 3. That means x is greater than or equal to negative 3. So any value that you put, it should be equal to 3, uh, or negative 3, or it should be bigger than negative 3. When it comes to this means x minus 4 and minus 4. That means x is going to be less than minus 8. When it comes to question number 34, it's going to be 3x minus 2x less than 5 minus 1, plus 1 will go on the other side and becomes a negative 1. So that means 3x minus 2x is going to be x, and 5 minus 1 is going to be 4. So question number 34 is going to give you x is less than 4. Any value that you put in place of x, it should be less than 4. Now comes question number 28, 38, 35. In here, what we see is 2x plus 2 is greater than x minus 7. That means 2x minus x is greater than minus 7 minus 2. That means it's going to be x is greater than minus 9. When it comes to the next one, it's going to be 7 minus 15 less than minus x. And when this is negative 8, you write like this, negative x. That means a negative sign is going to be cancels from each side. So this is going to be x is greater than 8. Any value that is going to be used in place of x, it should be bigger than 8 to make this inequality a true inequality. When it comes to question number 37, 9 minus 12 less than minus 6. That means minus 3 is greater than minus x. Minus and minus cancels. So when I write like this, it's going to be, the side is going to be changed. So x value should be less than 3. Now in here, it is negative 2x less than or equal to 2 minus 4. That means minus 2x less than minus 2. That means for question number 1 is minus and minus cancels. So x is going to be greater than 1. Question number 39 is going to be not difficult. Solving the brackets first gives you minus 3 less than 2 minus 2x. That means x, keeping x values together, less than 2 plus 3. That means it's going to be x is less than 5. 2 plus 3 is going to be, it's a negative 2. So it's going to be 1. Next, last question of this exercise. 7 minus 3x is less than or equal to 0. That means it's going to be 7 less than plus 3x. And when I put it like this, it's going to be 3x is greater than 7, and x is going to be greater than 7 over 3. Or you can say x is greater than 2 whole 1 over 3 as an answer, and you'll get full marks. I'm taking back to question number 1, what we have learned so far in this exercise. First, we learned how to use the symbols, and once the symbol part was over, then I took you to another section of it where we came to know if it is, the statement is given true or if it is false. Then we found the values of x, solving the inequalities, and we did from question number 25 to question number 40. We solved all the questions, and this was exercise 15 complete. And soon after this, I'll be uploading exercise 16 for your references. Thank you very much once again.